Alright, War Robots fans, this is Bagofsoup. This is the new 2.7 test server for February 25th, 2017. I'm not quite sure what they're actually testing for this test server. We don't think that they're testing the new map, and we don't think that they're testing the new dashbot. They may or may not be testing the leagues again, so it tells me that we're going to have to fight 3 battles to determine our league rating, and there may be some new weapon effects, maybe some server stabilization so that the matches play better. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to test out some different bots and gun setups this week, and what I'm going to do for my first few matches is test out the Gunslinger Bots. Normally you can only win these bots or purchase them through special event money in any of the special themed events like Halloween, Christmas, or the lunar event that we had last month. And so what I've done is I've outfitted 2 of the Jessies, one of them with aphids. That's usually the most popular combo, like a faster version of a Padden. And then we're going to try one out with the pinatas. I normally wouldn't, but I want to give it a try. We're also going to run 2 of the medium docks, one of them with Orkans and one with Terrans, so I can be able to switch up if I face shield bots or ancile bots or fast-moving bots either way. I'm also going to run a mid-range dock with the 4 Columbus. And then finally we're going to do a heavy butch. And we're going to alternate Zeus's and Tridents, just depending on what bots I run into. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try out the Gunslingers and see how they do. We're going to try and jump into a match and see if anyone's on at this hour. 4 in the morning where I'm at. And see if there's anything different as well on the test server. So we're jumping into Shenzhen pretty quickly, and I wonder if they have the new spawn points. Looks like they do. The new spawn points. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the pinata. Sensitivity is definitely on. So I'm going to go ahead and fire just so I can... Ooh, wow, new weapons and new effects. That is neat. First things first is I need to get the auto lock on. Let's see if it'll let me here. Okay, I'll have to wait till the battle's over because it's very, very sensitive. But yeah, new weapon effects apparently. Let's see if we can take this guy on. Not quite sure what to think about him. The weapons are huge. The pinatas, you can see them quite clearly. Let's head this way. We've got a couple of guys over here. I'm going to definitely enable the lock-on feature when I get back out of the match here. Now we've got to be at 300 range, and this guy's going to be waiting for us. I do have speed that he doesn't, so I can try to outmaneuver him. Wow. That is pretty crazy looking. Number one, the sensitivity is hard to deal with, but the just seeing the missiles is pretty interesting. Alright, so this guy's definitely waiting for us here. Let's see who this guy is around the corner here. Wow. I don't know what to think. Wow, that fired before I was even ready. So I do like the Gareth, the Jesse speed, but still getting used to being able to switch weapons and, of course, the sensitivity. Wow, everything just looks weird. Okay, let's jump into a mid-range dock since we've got these guys. We want to kind of keep them back a little bit. But yeah, the weapons just seem jumbo-sized in essence here. Wow. So that's definitely what they're testing out. I alternated my Columbus there to see if I could break that ancile shield that this Raijin is running. We'll try it one more time here. Well, this guy doesn't have one, so that should help. You definitely can see these weapons hit for sure. My first impression is that I don't like them. I like the more realistic, I hate to say realistic looking weapons that we normally see. These just take up, to me, too much of the screen. Let's see. We were able to use the Columbus to take out that Griffin, which was nice. And once again, we're still getting used to the sensitivity of it. God, there's guys everywhere here. But yeah, the sensitivity is definitely ramped up this round. Let's see. We're waiting for guys to get into the 500 range. Right there. I don't know if I can hit that guy from here, but we're going to try. And we did get him. Alright. Well, somebody got him. Alright. I definitely wish I had the lock on right about now. Let's get out of here. We got a Fury that wants a piece of us there. I'm getting used to the weapon size a little bit, but it's definitely different. And the Columbus and the Pinatas seem to have the same look as far as the weaponry goes. Let's see if we can take this guy out before someone else does. Let's see. We need to be in 500 range here. I love how fast the Doc can change weapons now. He's definitely a keeper, more than before. The speed boost that he got last update and the gun switch really has helped. So there's a new look for the ancile, it looks like also. And yeah, you know what? I'm starting to get used to this weapon look a little bit. I forgot I didn't enter my name, so that's why I kept thinking that other people were getting kills. It was actually me, but without my normal Bagofsoup name, so that explains that. Let's see if we can take this guy out. He's not looking at us. And he hadn't activated his shield yet. But we took each other out, it looks like. Well, let's see. Let's jump in with the Aphid Jesse here. We've already done the Pinata Jesse. And we've done the Columbus Doc. That one I really liked. The Columbus Doc was great. Okay, this is a good chance to use the Jesse here. Whoa, man. Aphids look very different now. Wow, that was unexpected. And they also were firing pretty low, it seemed. Let's wait for this guy to come around. There we go. We can see it a little better now. So this is just taking... what's so funny is I'm so focused on testing out these weapons, I'm not even getting beacons, and we're losing for it. Because everything is so different. That guy was patiently waiting for me right there. Smart move. Alright, we took him out. Yeah, we're going to lose just for a matter of beacons there, it looks like. More than anything else. But like I said, winning wasn't necessarily the goal. It was seeing what was new on this test server, and the shock of seeing these new weapon animations was pretty crazy. So overall, besides forgetting to go for beacons there, that was a fun match. I thought I did more damage than that. But I think one of the liabilities was maybe using the Jessies a little too much there. But that was pretty fun, and I think we're going to keep the same setup that we've got here and go for another match, and we'll check out some more of the animations on these weapons. And see. Oh, wait, you know what? First things first. I'm going to go in and enable lock-on target. That will be make a huge difference. And I'm also going to re-enter my correct name so I can remember who's doing what in battle. So let's see. Alright, so we got that going. Alright, let's give it another match a try, and this time we'll actually use our beacon runners for beacon running. This will be a good map for it on Yamantau. There have been a couple of changes to Yamantau. These bridges right here, open bridges, have a higher uh, obstacles there to block for you, and that's real helpful. And that, if you see straight ahead, that left beacon used to be further over and down, which made it easier for the enemy to grab, and it took longer for this team to grab when it was a home spawn point. And so I'm glad that this is a little closer. It's easier to defend now, also easier to get. And we'll see if anything else looks different here. I think the Jesse will be a good bot for this map because I can hang on the back side of the center beacon bridge and lob aphids over. And I can also remember to change the sensitivity, I hope. But I'm also getting a little more used to it. Okay, let's lock on target here. And definitely an improvement there. We got some good shots into him. So far, I'm really enjoying the Jesse more than I thought I would. Okay, let's watch for potential targets here. The aphids fly much different. I'd say the weapons just feel and look a little cartoony. And I'm having a little more trouble actually tracking the hits from them and when damage registers. So it's definitely different. And I've got to get used to actually using the aphids like they're meant to be used. Okay. But so far, the Jesse's done pretty well here. Definitely having issues with the frame rate right now. I don't know if it's because of the quick turning radius or what it might be. But let's test out the aphids lobbing over this ramp here. The aphids didn't even lob at all, if you notice. And see, that guy fired his too. So I don't know if this is another aphid nerf potentially here, but that's not a good sign. That guy is definitely able to lob his aphids over. If you saw me right there, I couldn't even bring mine over the bridge there at all. Let's watch here. First, we gotta get a target better in range here. Yeah, the frame rate is definitely lacking here. Alright, here comes a potential target. And if you're noticing, I can't even get these things over the bridge. Let's see if I can fix sensitivity a little bit. That might help. Yeah, much better. And we have a guy coming our way here. Yeah, these aphids are not traveling very high at all. And I'm wondering if there's a way to better control that. Also notice that they're firing sometimes even without me wanting them to fire. So there's the new Zeus look. Once again, everything has just a brighter, bigger, more cartoony look, it seems. I feel like the weapons are firing off sooner than I'd prefer. Wow. Once again, it just really seems hard to register when damage actually hits you. Okay, so we've tried out the Jesse aphids, and once again, aphids have been real hit and miss on this kind of map with higher and lower terrain and elevation. It wasn't a big deal on Shenzhen before. We weren't trying to fire over obstacles either, though. Let's see if we can hit this guy at 500 range. The Tulumbus are easy enough to track for sure. And so that's nice, but the aphids were a little crazy there. I definitely, of all the bots, Gunslinger so far, I've really enjoyed the Doc the most, I'd say. And specifically the 4 Tulumbus and the Terran and Orkin. I could also see doing an Orkin, a double set of Orkins. But he sure is sliding. Look how far he's sliding down this map. Let's try and stay on the high side of this obstacle here. I really wish they'd fix the slide. I know it's snow and all, but it definitely slides a lot. Okay, we're just sliding around now. And we're just working on that Raijin here. Let's see, my aim was a little off because of the sliding. But yeah, having 4 Tulumbus on this guy makes the 18-second reload a lot more bearable. The guy just doesn't seem like he's taking a lot of damage. Let's do a couple more shots into him. And see if we can stop sliding everywhere for once. Man. Okay, well we got an ancile Raijin. That could be part of the problem. It'd be nice just to actually run right inside of his ancile and take him out. Let's see what happens if we do. Alright, my friend, I know you're going to shoot me, but I want to get inside your ancile and give you a present here. And, it was worth doing it, even if I was going to sacrifice the bot. Let's actually jump into our heavy. First use of him here, the Butch. He's got 35 speed, which is nice, but man, he feels slow. And we definitely need to take back center beacon. Those Raijins are tough because they have 2 different types of shields, and I don't know if the Butch is going to be able to, or the Butch is going to be able to penetrate that those shields. So we'll see. Plus, we've got what looks like a Carnage down here. In this kind of case, I'm glad I've got the Zeuses and the Tridents because the Zeuses will be great to penetrate through the Carnage. But man, the graphics are interesting there. And with a 5-second reload, I really don't need to trade weapons to fire multiple times. I just need to stick with whichever weapon is better suited for that enemy. Right now, the Zeuses are doing fine. But you can see the frame rate. I'm going to switch right now. You can see how bad the frame rate is here. And of course, this guy is closed in on me too far, so he's going to take me out. They seem to be heading towards our spawn point. This will be a good chance to bust out the dock here. I'm going to change to plasma. So here's our first look at the plasma bullets, and I'm going to try and stay back at 300 range. I should have the advantage here. When he comes up the way, I'm going to go ahead and switch weapons, if he'll let me. Wow, so the biggest enemy right now in this match is actually the frame rate, it looks like. But we're at least getting to check out the new weapon animations. I'm going to try and do my best to get used to them, but my first impression is that I don't prefer them. Let's switch over to Terrans for the Carnage. And like I said, this is a great setup because I can go back and forth between the Terrans and the Orkins depending on who I'm fighting. So I'm really enjoying the dock of all 3 gunslingers. That's probably the first one I would buy, and I would probably run a Terran Orkin and a Tulumba or an Orkin Tulumba, either one. But so far so great. Now I'm not quite sure what weapon choice will be good for this guy coming up, depending on what he is. But we lost on beacons, but that's okay. It's just a test server. We're just testing out some of the different setups here. And let's see. Not too bad there. We'll go ahead and try one more match and probably stick with the same setups. I'm really enjoying those so far. And give the gunslingers one more shot, and we'll also check out some of these weapon animations one more time. So if you can, I encourage you check with me in the comments below. I'd like to hear which one of the 3 gunslingers that you prefer best, whether it's the Jesse or the Doc or the Butch, whether you've won them or gotten them through the special events or tried them out on the test server. Then, of course, also would like to find out what setups you like better with each one. I'm going to start with the Aphid one again, though he didn't do so well at the bottom of the ramp going for center beacon this past time. But I'm curious which of the gunslingers you like best and find most viable in regular play. And of course, which setups on the Jesse do you prefer? Which setups on the Doc and which setups on the Butch? And then I'm also curious to hear your feedback or opinion on the new weapon animation. So, like I said, leave a comment below in the comment section. And I would be glad if you would click like and support the video. And if you like this channel, please click subscribe and check out other videos coming up. We're going to test out a lot of things this weekend. All sorts of things. And I encourage you to keep checking back in with us. We're going to launch the Aphids, and those ones flew a lot better this time. They actually did clear the ramp, which was nice. So, of course, we got to get back out of here. Wow, we got a Carnage Zeus to deal with here. And that's going to be a little trickier with the setup. He's eating my lunch here. Let's get a little lower and stay out of his range. Maybe we can focus in on this, looks like a dock here. Yeah, the Aphid arc definitely looks a little lower. Of course, it depends on what kind of terrain you're shooting over each time. Wow. Got hit by punishers even though I was behind cover. I think that's just a delay. We'll go ahead just for fun and jump back into the Jesse with pinatas again. I would think if I was going to decide between the Jesse and pinatas or the Doc with double Orkans, I would probably do the Doc. The Jesse definitely has a faster speed, but I like that the Orkans have twice the firepower and they have the automatic reload, which is nice. So we still have some frame rate issues, of course. The other thing to remember is that one of the weaknesses of all the gunslingers is that they don't have any kind of shields, so you have to be watching for snipers all the time. Okay, I'm trying to see what that pattern is over there. Let's see if we can cap this beacon here. Wow, I just got hit with 3 Zeuses there. That was not helpful. And I've got nowhere to go here, apparently. I'm getting hit by everything. Might as well try and get a shot off here before I die. Didn't even get a single shot off with the Jesse. And once again, that's one of the weaknesses of running a bot with no shields on a big open map like this. My first impression is if I wanted to have a beacon runner, instead of the Jesse, I would, in a heartbeat, take the Gareth. The Stalker is great also. It's got the speed and it's got the stealth mode. But I like the Gareth because it's got the physical shield. Okay, we need to back off these guys. We're supposed to stay in 500 range, and we're not. Just getting a little too excited there. These guys are really eating our lunch over here. They're pushing forward pretty hard. I don't know if it's just because we're down 4 bots versus 6. That could be one of the big issues here. But they're really pushing forward on us. So we'll see if we can hold them off and try to recap some beacons here. So I've jumped into the Butch to see if I can use the Zeuses, and I'm going to switch to the Tridents just because we're facing a shield bot here. And it seemed like a delay there when I was firing the Tridents. So we'll watch that again. So we need to be watching weapon animation, weapon timing, all sorts of things. And we got to watch out. I just got hit by a Zeus. So we'll watch out for that Fury over there. See if we can take out this guy. Okay. Now, let's see if we can switch over to the Zeuses and take any of these guys out here. So that's the new Zeus lightning animation, if you saw there. Zeus still has the same lock on, it seems like. Wonder if we can target that Fury. He's been causing some problems up there, and use this new improved cover. Now this Rhino is going to try and finish off the match by going in for our beacon. I'm going to try to hit him while he's sideways. Oh man, here comes that Fury. Guess we better take him out while we can. Alright, let's get rid of him. And see if we can be hitting this Rhino before he can get to that beacon. If he gets that beacon, it's all over. And he can turn sideways and block my... wow, I'm getting nailed here. Right from behind. Yeah. Let's switch to tridents here. And we're going to stay back. I'm probably going to switch back in a moment to Zeus's, but we'll use the tridents while we've got them here. Took that guy out. And since we're facing these rhinos and shield bots, might as well stay with the tridents for a little bit. Check out the trident animation again. Well, I thought the server, or test server this weekend was not only going to deal with weapon animation, but also trying to clean up some of the lag that we were seeing, and I haven't quite seen any improvement there. So hopefully that's something they can be working on. Let's go ahead and switch over to the Zeus because we're dealing with, oh man, that guy took me out. Alright, last bot, and I don't see how I'm going to get near that fujin with an unshielded bot like this. We could try to stay behind that Galahad, but it looks like we're about to lose anyway. There's another Fury we're going to have to deal with. I switched over to Terrans because we may be dealing with some ancile bots here. Of course, he's got both ancile and physical shield. So really there's nowhere we can go because we got two different guys to deal with. So there's the new Terran animation. I'm trying to shoot this guy from the side, but it's not really working. We'll switch guns over and try to work on that shield a little bit. Okay, let's get out of here because we're dealing with that that Fury. Yeah, I think the issue was that we were hopelessly outgunned in this match. Let's try and run into this guy's shield and see what we can do to him. Yeah, ran out of time. I'm not quite sure how many players we were down there. We'll take a look. Well, we played 3 battles and we got into the first league, so that's neat. And it says that we had all of our players, but you can obviously tell that we really only had 3 players for most of that match. And they had all 6. So we did as good as we could. So those were the first 3 matches I tested out with the Gunslingers. We're going to take a look at each one. I thought the Aphid Jesse is probably the best use of the Jesse, just because he doesn't have a shield, he doesn't have a lot of hit points, and he's best as a hidden run bot. Magnums don't make sense because you can only fire 2 at a time. I'd rather have a Stalker with a stealth firing 2, or a Gareth with a Terran and a Magnum firing basically 3 Magnums worth, or even a Japard firing 3 at a time. Pinatas are pretty decent on there because you got 4 of them, so it's like a faster version of a 4 Pinata pattern. But once again, you've got to get in real close, and he doesn't have a lot of hit points for that. He does have some speed. So that would probably be the second best option, is either all Pinatas or a Pinata Aphid hybrid Jesse. But I think the top one would probably be the 4 Aphids on a Jesse. You could also do 4 CRVs. But once again, if you're going to do CRVs or Pinatas on a Jesse, I would just go ahead and switch over to the Doc. Doc's got a little less speed, but way more hit points. You could do 4 Columbus on the Doc and get a lot better firepower than the 4 CRVs, or you can do 4 Orkans and get better firepower, a double firepower over the Pinatas. Or you can do this hybrid mix and get double the firepower of a Jesse with pinatas and magnums, and instead do the Orkans and Terrans like this. I really thought that this was a great choice to have out on the battlefield, depending on what kind of bots you run into, with shields or not shields. And then, of course, I really did like the mid-range dock. You can do 4 Hydras. You could do a Hydra Tulumbus mix or all Tulumbus, and I think this one has been pretty reliable. It would be a toss-up between a RDB Griffin with Tulumbus and CRVs or this 4 Tulumbus dock. I think I would definitely take this also over the Fujin Tulumbus as well. It's got just this little more firepower to it and some good speed. And then finally, we tried out just one Butch. You can do all sorts of setups like 2 Trebuchets, 2 Tridents. You can do 2 Zeuses and 2 Thunders, 2 Nashhorns. The idea is that you can either have 2 different guns for the different types of bots you're facing, or 2 different sets of guns for the types of range you're dealing with. So if you're dealing with a Fury, you stay out of range and use Trebuchets or Nashhorns, or you can have a long-range gun and then put 2 Thunders on if you had to defend up close, like on Dead City, something like that. So those were the Gunslingers there, and if they do get sold for regular currency, or I somehow get enough during a special event to purchase them, for now I would probably skip the Jesse completely and run a Gareth or something else instead. The Butch has a good potential for the different types of weapons. I did like the Tridents and the Zeus. That was neat, just in case you're running into different setups. But for sure, I would definitely go for the dock with either the Tulumbus or the Orkan or the Orkan Terran. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this look at the Gunslinger Bots, the Wild West pack, or the American Bots. And like I said earlier, if you have any comments, please leave them below. Any requests you'd like me to run this weekend. I'd be interested to see which of the 3 bots you prefer best. Also, which of the setups you prefer best on each bot. And what you thought of the new weapon animation. My first impression was that I prefer the original animation. It looks a little more realistic, a little easier to track, a little easier to tell when you're getting damaged. But of course, one of the issues we were facing there was the frame rate was real slow. We had a lot of lag on the test server there, so that's going to be an issue. Once again, they're also going to be testing the leagues this weekend, so we're going to be watching that. It takes you 3 to 5 matches to get placed into a league. And then once you get placed into a league, you have to get above a certain qualifying goal. Like right now, you start at 700 on the test server. Got to get to 800 to start the next challenge. And then stay above 800 for 5 matches so that you can rise up to the next league and the next league. And each league is going to have different rewards. On the live server, they're going to reset every month, and then you start again and get placed in a league and go from there. But that will be a good way to get gold. Instead of the old pilot of the hour, pilot of the day, pilot of the week reward. So this will be a real neat when they finally bring it out in this next 2.6 update. So that's it. That's Bagofsoup coming at you with a little showcase of the Gunslingers. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you out on the War Robots battlefield.